What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. We got a lot to fix here. Boy, do we have a lot to fix here. Who's first? Let's pick 3492, hey? Yeah. We'll pick a random one here. An anonymous. No power repair for this first gen. Anonymous, or they didn't put their name down in the repair request and I just haven't gotten around to asking them for it. But in any case, it is number 3492 with no power coming up first here. We'll shoot them a message while we put up the rest of the names up on the screen so they've got time to join in before we start. Here they are. All right, and then we've got them messaged. Coming up next here is going to be Jim. 3805. 3805. So here we are. That's going to be Jim with some bad bass. And then we've got Michael with some bad bass as well. And then Brian with no power. David with no power. An anonymous / no name 3810 with no power, yep. And then, ooh, this is going to be interesting. We've got 3724 with 3 HomePods. New line. Aaron with 2 HomePods. 3781 is a brick. Shuo is a brick. And 3829 with a brick. That's not the worst queue we've had here. But there are also another 8 waiting in the trunk of my car. God help us. Let's get our cameras a little fixed up here. Things are a little blurry, and there we go. One last order of business. We should message Jim and let them know they're coming up next here. And then we'll get started. All right, number 3492. Oh yeah, this fella here said put my first name on it. I don't know if you're watching with us here and now, But feel free to text me what your name is, and I can put that up there for you if you care. If you don't, no big deal. Let's jump on into it. We got it plugged into power, no lights, no nothing. The kilowatt meter says we're pulling about 6 watts from the wall, which tells me it's nothing silly like a blown fuse or anything else less common that we see around here. Basically, we can be pretty much all but totally certain what we've got inside of there is a dead diode on the amplifier. That is the most common issue that we see from these pods. So we know exactly what to look for. Let's jump into it. And let me make sure that also my Discord is getting notified. The chat is awfully quiet. Yeah, where is everyone? Why is that crashing so much? John, what is up? Welcome back. You think I'm early today? Yeah, I think we're about. I mean, if it was all done the way I want it, if my day went ideally, it would look something like wake up and start my day job at 4, and then work till noon, 1 o'clock-ish, pack and ship stuff for the day, eat some food, and then hop on and start streaming some repairs at ideally 1 to 2 o'clock. But quite often things get pushed back. I mean, the people waiting to get their HomePods fixed can wait a few more hours to get it fixed. All the other stuff that I have to do during the day usually has to get done before that. Alternatively, I would like to do something like wake up and fix, do my repair stream early in the morning, like 4 or 5 o'clock. Do that for a few hours and then clock into my day job at like 9 or 10, a more usual time. The reason why I start so early at my other job is to help support a lot of the sales guys that are on the other coast, 3 hours ahead of the team here on the West Coast headquarters. So it's nice because I mean I get to leave work pretty early. But on the flip side, quite too often I get pulled into an issue and I end up working way more than I really need to before I even get to anything else for the rest of the day. But I'm okay with it so long as you know they definitely pay me and treat me well enough. So I'll keep it up. Marvin, welcome back. What's there to be sad about? What's going on this particular day for you? External factors? Or just, you just can't help it sometimes, you know? And we are in. Let's get up close and do just a little touch up for this amp first. We're going to replace the 4 filtering capacitors right here. They are responsible for removing unwanted DC voltage from the audio signal that gets amplified and sent to your bass speaker. These fail often enough and cause death farts and roasty bass speakers that it warrants replacing them whenever you've got a chance. Not to mention the fact that they are ceramic capacitors and all ceramic caps have a shelf life. Sitting there doing nothing, being unused, they will age over time and get worse at doing their primary job, at least for DC filtering. Derek, welcome, a new name in the stream. Nice to have you. We've got a first generation Apple HomePod here in front of us. If you don't know what that is, it's a smart speaker that Apple introduced back in 2017, 2018. They sold them for a couple $100 and then they very oddly discontinued them. We figured out most of their common issues and why they go bad, and well, here we are fixing one of them now. We're doing a little bit of maintenance first, though. This has nothing to do with their current no power issue. This is just a bit of extra credit that we promise people that pay us for our repairs. We don't want these, we don't want people paying us all this money and spending all the time shipping it back and forth just to have to take it back for another predictable failure that we can prevent. Also, Stefan, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you back. Squeaky clean. The stink of clean. Beautiful. Now let's look at the star of the show, the shorted Schottky diode over here, certainly with a date code of 46 or 48K. There it is. It's that date code that we look for that basically gives away whether or not that diode has or is going to fail and cause this issue. It's not like Apple used the wrong part or the wrong spec. The manufacturer unfortunately gave Apple a bad batch of these diodes here, so. Nonetheless, Apple sold it to you. And no one's standing behind these failures, taking responsibility. In some cases, they're telling you it's like an out of warranty issue and selling you on a replacement for a diode that you can get for like $1. The reason why they don't fix these is they made it too difficult to work on for themselves. They took it a step back with the design on the second gen, you can tell. They stopped gluing them together. It's all screws on the second gen. Screws and gaskets. And I bet you they fixed those suckers. They don't touch first gens. What else do I fix? Yeah. I fix, it's pretty open right now. You know, we specialize in HomePods. That's what we're big on. That's what most people know us for. That's what the website's pretty much designed after. But I am always ears open for what other people have that they can't find other people to get fixed for them. So I'm not looking for iPhones and iPads and MacBooks that already have thousands of other specialty shops out there that frankly will be able to fix your problem quicker and more efficiently. I might be able to do it cheaper, but you're gonna probably wait a lot longer for it. No, what I'm looking for are things that people can't seem to find shops out there taking on. So we're talking like Steam Deck shell swaps and other repairs. Someone sent a Steam Deck into us about a year ago or so ago for no power, and that was a really fun one. We were able to figure out that it was simply a case of a bad USB-C port, which resulted in it no longer being able to charge, and thus the battery going dead and appearing like it was a no power issue from a different hardware problem. But we were able to figure that one out. That's easily one of my favorite repairs. And then we've had people send in different controllers for various consoles. A lot of controllers use potentiometers for their joysticks, and they wear out over time and cause what's called stick drift. Many popular controllers out there have aftermarket Hall effect sensors that you can replace them with. And instead of like a friction-based track sliding around kind of resistance-based reading, it's pure magnets, and it practically lasts forever. There's the very first not HomePod thing that we fixed here on the channel, though, would have to be the Juve portable red light therapy device. And frankly, when this person first reached out to me asking to get it fixed, I looked into what the heck this thing is. And it's this like $1,000 handheld battery powered portable like red light LED therapy device. And I thought it was complete BS. I thought what a scam product based on scam science. But then I looked into it, and it seems like red light therapy is like kind of legit. And I took the repair. It was really simple. It just needed a new battery. The problem is you can't find batteries that will fit inside of it and do high discharge. So what we did was we bought a battery that would fit, and then we took that battery, managed the BMS board off of the original battery, and swapped that onto a replacement new battery that would fit, and it worked like a champ. Funny enough, someone actually, I believe, is trying to drop off another one of those things to us this weekend to do a very similar job. It's pretty funny though. We did that like I think at least 3 years ago now. And now we've got someone that's gonna be dropping off another one because they saw our video on it 3 years later. Pretty crazy. Stefan, I think. Man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You do need therapy. That's for sure. What's quicker than 12 minutes? 11 minutes. That's true. Do I fix HomePod minis? Welcome, Philippe. Sorry, I just saw that. I don't really. I mean, I will if you're willing to pay for it, is the thing. But you can usually get a used one for as much as I charge to fix the minis. So the answer is technically yes, but also no. The minis kind of suck just because they take as long, if not longer, than these full-sized HomePods to work on. And because of that, I have to charge as much, if not more, to work on a mini than a full-sized HomePod. And also, not all of the issues on the minis are as fixable as the issues on these big first gens here. These first gen HomePods are one heck of a sweet spot in terms of electronics repair because most of their issues you can fix, and none of the parts are serialized together. So you can take the logic board, the amplifier, the power supply, the speakers. You can swap all of that around between first gens, and they'll keep working just fine. The only exception to that is on the logic board itself, the CPU/RAM and the storage chip and your wireless module. These three are all married to each other, so you can't replace one of these without replacing all three of them. And in any case, nobody's been able to figure out how to remarry any of those parts. So If your logic board needs one of those things replaced, you're cooked. But everything else can be fixed. High discharge for LEDs. Yeah, these are some serious LEDs. You can feel the power coming off of them when you turn that thing on. It'll discharge I think like 8,000 milliamp hours in like an hour. If that, I'd have to double check. It wasn't like really high discharge, but it was enough to make the BMS that came with the replacement battery throw a fit and shut down a few seconds after you tried using it every time. So I had to, as soon as I swapped the BMS over, it started working. And I could tell based on the design of the original BMS and the one that came on the replacement battery that one was made for higher discharge currents and one was made for much lower tasks. I thought for a second it was maybe just like the battery itself, like the chemistry or the internal resistance of the battery was causing too much of a voltage drop under load, and that was causing it to shut down. But I mean, as a Hail Mary, I swapped the BMSs and it worked perfect after that.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Perfect. Mike. What is up? Long time no talk. You know, I like at least on like every week or two, I kind of think about those speakers that you emailed me about a while ago. I've been meaning to ask you if you got anywhere with that, if you know, just how you been. Basically, just an excuse to ask how you been, man. That is dusty. Alright. Let's get Jim up here with some kind of bass issues. We'll get that booted up while we're loading up. After Jim here is going to be Michael's pod. Oh, just saw that. Has it cooled down here? The weather's kind of weird, man. I don't get it. It like in the same day it'll fluctuate between dying from the heat and almost bitter cold. It's the humidity, I think. I mean, you all saw the thing about the wet bulb temperature going crazy, and it's gonna be a rough summer. Ooh, kind of like how rough those filters are inside of this HomePod. Hopefully the subwoofer survived the thrashing. Let's see what we're dealing with. I don't know why Marvin is sad, Stefan. I asked him, and he that's all he said, and then he left. Someone should poke him, make sure he's doing all right. He might be sleeping now too. He might have checked in on us right before going to bed. Have I noticed iOS 17 being finicky with connections? Man, I can't say I've had anything on iOS 17 in quite some time. So it'd be hard for me to say. That's right, I do have Marvin's number. Oh, you are on 18. Okay. Well, and in any case, I have been running the iOS 18.2 beta version 4 ever since that came out. I've been on that version the whole time. And I haven't noticed any issues. But I actually, I finally, you don't get to see my kid there. You get to see my kid. Oh, it's not gonna change it? Alright, you can see that one. I updated to the new beta. I don't know how I feel. I kind of regret coming from the 18.2 beta 4 to this. I don't know what to say. I wish I could downgrade and get my my Apple Intelligence back. But for as long as I was running the beta, the 18.2 beta on my phone, I didn't have any issues with connections getting dropped. It was just really laggy, which could have been because I was force enabling Apple Intelligence on a 14 Pro Max. Because it feels great on OS 26. It feels nice and snappy. It's crazy to think that I'd have a child. Dude, you're telling me when I was your age, there were two things that I swore I was never gonna do. Well, 2.5/3 things, I guess. And those things were enlist in the military, get married, and have a kid. Look at that. What did I end up doing? Enlisting in the military, getting married, and then having a kid. What do you know? I think it was much less about me wanting them or never wanting them and more about me just not being ready for them yet and just having, kid mentality. But I don't know. Once you sometimes like you just have like life experiences or something happens to you, or you just wake up and your biological clock says, all right, it's time for you to do this now. Yeah, and that's the reason why I ended up updating. Why I ended up choosing to go to the new OS 26 beta and leaving behind the 18.2 beta 4 and the ability to force enable Apple Intelligence on my old phone. I still, even then, I ended up never using it except to look at the fancy new Siri UI, which I'll admit, very pretty. Very pretty. I loved the new Siri UI. And I miss it dearly. But I never used it. And, Liquid Glass, that's a whole UI, that's an OS level UI overhaul. I'm gonna notice that a lot more than the Apple Intelligence that I'm not using, so I said screw it, update. Batter, what is up? Welcome. It's Fix It Friday. We all gotta fix stuff on this fine Friday. Man, where is Shuffle Hands? He'd be proud that I finally replaced my soldering iron tip. Alright. Oh, I never put Jim's issue up. Goodness gracious. Jim here had bad DC filters. That's what we just replaced here. Do we need to do anything else? We've got a good 10 ohm resistor. Ooh, we do need a new Schottky diode. That one's got the date code that loves to fail and cause no power, so we'll get that out of here. No, you are welcome to say mostly whatever you want in the chat. Like, cussing and swearing is mostly fine. Mostly fine. Like Stefan said, don't say any slurs, don't say anything, wildly offensive. You know, there might be kids reading the chat. I mark the stream as for mature audiences, but you know, we still have people pop into the chat. Hey, I'm here watching with my wife and kids in the living room on the 70-inch TV. You gotta watch what you say sometimes. Beautiful. That will make for one happy HomePod. Stefan, Mike here has been, Mike and I have known each other for a few years now. He doesn't need to fill out a repair request for us to look at his stuff. He can just email us. Also, especially if it's not a HomePod, the repair request form is mostly just for HomePods. Just because we get so many of those, it's easier for me to keep track of everyone that doesn't have a HomePod. I think my repair form even says if you're getting something other than a HomePod fixed, shoot me an email. Whoever designed my site genuinely did a good job. You can thank Apple for the basic layout. What I did was I took the original HomePod website from Apple from the Wayback Machine. I took 2 snapshots because there was never one version that they ever had up that I liked as a whole. They had 2 versions in 2018 and 2019 that had elements of what I wanted. But I basically took 2 different versions of the Apple HomePod website and I smashed them together into what you got now. And then, you know, just replaced the media with my own, put my own text in there, fixed a bunch of bugs. Oh my god. There's still a bunch of bugs with it, but it gets the point across. Point is, I did not do most of the heavy lifting designing that website. I didn't do any design on that website. I won't take that credit. What I really liked from the website was the whole when you first scroll down and it rotates the HomePod from the top view to the side view, and then it turns transparent and steps you through the different components. And then towards the bottom, the mosaic with the pictures that change in the background. Beautiful stuff. I'm sure with today's browser technology, it'd be a fair bit easier to reproduce from scratch, but frankly, I wouldn't know where to. Well, I would know where to start. I just don't know if I would want to spend all that time doing it. Fixing HomePod is R-rated. I just saw that. No, the HomePod repair isn't R-rated, but of course, as you probably thought, I just don't want to. I don't want to. As silly as it sounds, I don't want to say a curse word here or there, and get someone's kid in trouble repeating what we say around here. Basically. Also, I mean, we drink alcohol here on occasion. Sometimes topics come up that aren't appropriate to discuss around children. Ironically, even though some of those topics tend to be brought up by said children in the chat. But I'm just doing my due diligence. I just don't want parents expecting that they can drop their kids off in one of our live streams and that we're going to babysit them. And not say anything that you wouldn't want to yell out loud in a grocery store, I guess. I mean, even though, I guess, I don't know. I'm probably being silly. I don't think there's anything that we really say that's bad here. Better safe than sorry, though. Ooh, if you're asking me, I take sleep hygiene and health very seriously. I think you should get that sleep. Especially if it's 1 o'clock now and you're planning on waking up at 4, that gives you a nice round, even 2 sleep cycles to get through. And then you wake up right at the end of the second one. If you stay up till 2, you're waking up in the middle of one of your sleep cycles and you might feel like crap. But if you're pulling an all-nighter I hate all-nighters, man. I'm too old for all-nighters now. It also depends on how old you are. If you're, if you're a wee lad, go for it. Do it while you got the energy for it. But it took me like a week to catch up after I did that all-nighter cleaning my house a few weeks ago. Going to sleep and going for a run right away feels better after waking up. Oh yeah. Well, that was like the first thing we did in the military too. Wake up, work out, and then eat. Are the sleep cycle things real? I mean, if you're asking me, I mean, I could tell you yeah or no, but it's not going to be any more of a valid answer than what you should the kind of decision that you should arrive at doing your own research. In my opinion, I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a sleep doctor or anything like that, but in my opinion, the sleep cycle thing it's totally legit. I generally feel like I feel better if I sleep an hour and a half intervals and I try not to wake up in the middle of one of those. And if you don't set any alarms, you go to bed when you feel like it and you wake up when you feel like it, if you time how long that took, it should be close to a factor of an hour and a half. Or a multiple of an hour and a half.
Connecting to the internet.
And I mean, there are tons of studies on seeing. I mean, if the question is, do we sleep in hour and a half intervals, give or take? The answer is yes. We definitely have sleep cycles. If the question is, does waking up in the middle of one of those make you feel worse than sleeping through it and waking up outside of a cycle? I think that may fall more subjectively, but I still think, yeah, you're gonna feel worse. I mean, if you think about it, when we were just cavemen with no technology to wake us up automatically, and we just woke up naturally, we weren't being woken up in the middle of our sleep cycles. We were most likely waking up outside of one of those sleep cycles. Alright, we've got Michael up here with some sort of bad bass. Up next is Brian. Let's let Brian know they're coming up next here. Okay, where are they? Listen, Stefan, I don't think I'm old enough for those jokes quite yet. I'll say for as long as I still have grandparents alive, you can't make jokes to me about the Stone Age yet.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, look at that. We've got no bass at all here for Michael. No bass. Alright, place your bets, folks. What's going to be the cause for the no bass issue on this HomePod? Will it be DC filters gone bad that roasted the subwoofer? Will it be a shorted 22 microfarad cap on the amp? Will it be a shorted MOSFET on the amp? Or will it be a mystery issue that we can't figure out and have to swap the whole amp board? You think liquid related? You're crazy. You're crazy. Alright, I'll tell you why I think you're crazy though. Because the HomePods here, they're not like cell phones or MacBooks or anything like that. Generally, they're not going to be put anywhere near a risk for liquid damage. And I'll say, I think out of the more than 4,000 of these that we've fixed by now, I've only seen one ever with liquid damage. So I don't think that'll be the case here. And judging by the physical condition of the subwoofer on the outside, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with death farts blowing up the subwoofer either. I think we're going to have... My bet, my money, is on a shorted 22 microfarad capacitor on the amp. You're going all in. All right. Hey, I respect that. Excuse me. Let's see. The subwoofer feels fine, and it looks fine. Stefan thinks that he killed it with his flatulence. Oh, camera's already overheating. Let me point the fan at it. Do I need to like get a new camera for my live streams? I really like the optical zoom on this one though. Maybe we just liquid cool the camera like you guys have been bugging me to do. That'd be easier, honestly. Duly noted, I will send the repair invoice to Stefan. HomePod costume for my kid. Oh, you know, that wouldn't be a bad, I have so many of these nasty beat up meshes. Wouldn't be a half bad idea to make it into a giant HomePod, huh? Nixon, what is up? Welcome back. Alright, actually I'm going to use this, because this works a lot better. We have a few two suspects that we can check for before we say screw it, replace the whole amp board. Let's see, everything looks at a glance fine. So the first of two shorts that we look for is on this capacitor. And it actually looks fine. The second short that we look for is on this capacitor. And what would you have it? It is dead. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so this happens enough that I actually have info for it up on my website under known issues and then less common for no base. This appears short and it is bad and needs replaced. This will appear short as well, but it's still good. Actually, it looks fine on here. Oh! It screeched at me for a second there. But in any case, this needs to be replaced because one of our MOSFETs over here went bad. Actually, I can see it. It's this one. There's a chunk missing out of this MOSFET. You see that? It's like the corner of it was chipped off. So that's what went bad and is also shorting out this capacitor. They'll both need to be replaced. So let's get that done here really quick. I'm pretty sure that's a 0.1 microfarad capacitor. Have you tried Stack Overflow? Let's see, 0.1 macrofarad capacitor. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. My sanity is gone. You joker. There we go. Let's make that nice. Okay, let's scoot on over. Unfortunately, this is as focused as my camera's gonna get with being this up close and the board being that far up off the table. Not much I can do about it. Hey, that came right off. And I actually have a set of new ones here somewhere. Here they are. Let me see how this was oriented. If we go to iFixit's teardown, we can go to the high-res unedited image of the back of the amplifier and see that this sucker is oriented. So if that they took a picture of it like this with GA1AD like that. So we want to go like this. All right. Here we go. All right. We should no longer see a short across that capacitor that we did see it on. And we should have our base back. We do still see a short. So let's go ahead and pull the other MOSFET off. The MOSFET that's right above it. Sometimes both of these MOSFETs have to be replaced. And how about now? There we go. Let me make sure that the parts board doesn't have the same issue. Very good. Okay, I'll take the MOSFET from this one and we'll get that replaced. Bullets. Let's try that again. Okay. We got both MOSFETs replaced. That admittedly took longer than it should have, but we're just kind of goofing off here. Yep, we have gotten rid of that short. Let's do a little maintenance before we test this out. We'll go ahead and replace the R4 filters here while the board is warm. These going bad wouldn't cause that subsequent issue. Unrelated failures, but still worth replacing these while we've got it here, and the board's still warm, so I'm gonna use it. I thought we were gonna have more time, Shuffle Hands. Man. My bad. I don't even think we're gonna have time to fix everything in today's queue. We're gonna try. We're going way too slow though. There's no chance. Alright. We've got a 42K dated Schottky diode on there, so that won't cause any issues. Let's start putting this back together and test it out. old iPhone XS. What to do with it? Yeah, 4K 60. Yeah, use it as a camera. It makes a great camera.
I'm having trouble connecting to the...
Alright, let's plug a subwoofer into this and see if our subwoofer is working.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh,
For
yeah.
more info,
Yeah, it's fixed. Let's get this back together. Yeah, buddy. Was that Mike? Was that Mike? No way. Someone must have hacked his account. The HomePods that I sold him should have killed him by now. There's no way that's him. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. It is time for Brian's No Power Pod. After Brian, we've got David. Let's let them know. Alright. What do we got? No lights, no power, couple of watts. Here we go. Dang, Mike left while I was away? No. No. We're actually going to be doing a sandstone one tonight, I think. Oh, battery. Hope you have a good one. Take care out there. I'll fight you back. I don't care. Fight me. Let's go. Washington State's a mutual combat state. There is like a 20% chance I stream coloring it. Oh, you know, I just realized we didn't change the name on the screen. Haha. This is Brian with no power. And then David coming up soon. Brian, I think this is Brian's second HomePod they've sent us. The last one they sent us had... Actually, there it is, right here. This little pearl was stuck inside of it. And had caused some damage from the factory putting it together incorrectly. This one seems like it was put together properly, at least. Listen, there are many factors outside of my control that dictate and determine whether we will be able to stream color in a HomePod for you. Also, like, is it really that exciting to stare at a pot of water? And like every time I stream it, no one ever joins. I kind of just end up standing there by myself for 2 hours, talking to no one but a pot of water. List the factors. Get out of here. I would watch a paint dry stream if you were there. Oh. It is truly fascinating. No, I mean, like, literally, I'm pretty sure whenever I do it, you're asleep, Stefan. Like, you and Shufflehands are both asleep by the time I actually stream it. So between you two not being there, literally, nobody joins my coloring streams. If I stream it at a normal time, then I push everyone else back. That's the problem. The one person that wants their HomePod customized every once in a while is more likely willing to wait than the however many other HomePods I can fix in that time, and the people that are waiting for those. I'm falling asleep. It's about time for some coffee. No bass mic. Welcome. Glad you could catch your repair there. We'll hit you up after the stream here, of course, so you can get your pod back. but thank you for the compliments. I'm gonna ignore the chat. Is anyone bricked in today's queue? The last 4 are all bricks. 5. Yeah, there are 5 bricks. You're not getting Subway Surfers gameplay. Come on. Can't you, like, picture some Subway Surfers gameplay while you're watching us here? That's gotta be a thing, right? see.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Very nice. Alright, we've got 3666 here. David's pod with no power. Coming up next is gonna be number 3810. So let's see what's up with David here. No lights, no power, a couple of watts from the wall. Y'all know the drill. Here, you can have my security cameras. This poor mesh on this HomePod. It has seen better days, huh? The focus of my camera is messed up. It looks fine to me. Let me try, I'll just double tap it there for you. Cats? Cats? What about cats? What about cats? Also, welcome to the chat, David. Oh, you're saying the cats did this to it? Is that what you're saying? Oh, man. Rubbing the mesh clean that ruined it. Ah, yeah, I can see that. That happens a lot. It feels almost like you wouldn't happen to have it sitting in direct sunlight or near a source of heat, would you? Because what that can do is that can make the mesh weak. It won't deform it, but it'll make it weak enough that as soon as you go to touch it, then it falls apart. None the matter though, it doesn't affect how it sounds. When's my birthday? It's in December. We're as far away from it as you can get right now. Here we go. We'll knock out those fart filters first. We don't want this HomePod coming back to us for death farts now, do we? Happy birthday. Oh, geez, thanks. I mean, you too, thanks. Alright, fart filters replaced. Let's fix the dead diode here that's causing their power issues. A 46K date code, to no one's surprise. Alright. She does not know Stefan. She doesn't know about that, but I mean, it's a joke that her and I make with each other all the time, so. She's not aware of, probably not aware of that particular moment. She's heard it all living with me and what have you, so. Already. David, thanks for stopping by. We are almost done with yours, so I don't see a reason we can't get it working here. We'll follow up with you after the stream here so you can get your pod back. Well, yeah, I told you we have our weekly brawl in the front yard. Loser has to pick what we eat for dinner. I'd rather eat something I don't like than have to pick. Yeah, that's funny. Kentucky Fried what? Sorry? A picture of when I had hair? Do I have my wallet on me? You donated Oh, that's funny. You didn't have to do that, but here. This... I almost just showed you guys my driver's license, unobstructed. That's funny. Here you go. That is me back in 2021. I had most of my hair still. But back in 2012, there's my army picture, my army ID. Dang, I looked miserable. And here's my Costco membership photo. This one was from also like 2014. I'll have to find, man, I'll have to freaking like dig up I'll have to find my Facebook archive from before I deleted my account. I mean, I think the only pictures of me with full hair would be when I was a kid. I mean, I had a beard to the point where taxi drivers were giving me free rides because they thought I was Muslim. It was kind of crazy. And it didn't, what's funny is it just like how much hair I had just did not match my voice. And my dad is the exact same way. The dude is like 6'2" or 6'3", and he's got to weigh like probably 250 to 275 pounds. But he's got a voice like me. It's like way smaller than what it should be considering how he looks and how I looked when I had full hair. All right.
I'm having trouble.
Perfect. David is all fixed. Let's move on to number 3810 here. This one is going to be interesting because I'll tell you in a second here. This is not going to be quite exactly the same as the typical no power repair, although it's probably the same let's see. $724. Okay, so the interesting thing with this one is we've actually fixed this HomePod before. We fixed this HomePod for death farts, I believe, over 3 years ago now. We fixed this before we even live streamed all of our repairs on YouTube. Gosh darn it, we streamed in Discord fixing this one, so I don't even have a recording of working on this one. Let alone, I don't think back then we knew everything that we should replace to prevent everything moving forward. We only pretty much knew the bare minimum of what we needed to replace in order to fix the issue at hand. So we've got no lights, no power, a couple of watts at the wall. For all intents and purposes, it appears to be the usual dead diode. It's just kind of like, man, if one, we fixed so many of these for no power, it's just, it almost blows my mind that we've had this one at one point and we didn't replace the diode and now it's gone bad. But I'm willing to bet we never, we didn't know at the time which diodes to look out for. So it's, we probably left it and it has probably failed on them here and now. Let's find out. I'm really curious. Also, I'm curious to see how well, I want to judge young Nick. How good was he 3 years ago? This is crazy. I mean, so far, it's perfect. Everything is perfect. Look at this. It looks, you couldn't even tell that this was ever taken apart. You wouldn't have known if I didn't say anything. Dan, what is up? Welcome back. Pre-patch HomePod, yeah, no kidding. It's probably going to have pry marks up against the subwoofer too, because that was long before I started prying against the screws. At least I'm pretty sure. We'll see here. Yeah, that's crazy. 29-year-old Nick worked on this. Nick wasn't even 30 years old. Jeez, you coulda maybe not put those screws in so tight though. That wasn't necessary. Yeah, of course we still used foam subwoofer gaskets. We didn't even replace those back then, unless they were bad. The subwoofer is perfectly fine, so it looks like our original death fart repair. Man, it's really nice to be able to see things that you worked on a few years ago and just get, have some confirmation that what you're doing is working. You're on the right path there. It would suck to be working on some of these for a second time and seeing that what we've already fixed is not lasting. But I do not see any signs, any reason to believe, or any indicators that, yeah, sure enough, it's got a 48K dated diode in there. That's crazy. How did we must not have just not have determined that they were all going bad then. Is anyone, I don't touch Alexa. I don't touch Alexa, let alone Alexa Plus or whatever that is. I don't have any Amazon devices even. Yeah, sure enough, there are. That's how it looks 3 years later. Perfectly fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and replace them. Might as well. We've got it here. Might as well give them an extra 3 years of whenever these do eventually go bad. Push that back a little further. And then we'll replace that that diode. You better put those filters somewhere else, their history. They're not special. They're not special. They'll become part of the capacitor cube. You had to crack AutoCAD for your school? That's ridiculous. SolidWorks, yeah, buddy. I was raised on SolidWorks. Alright. Looking good. I don't think they want us to reset it, so I won't bother resetting it. I'll connect my USB adapter up to it later and make sure that it produces sound without a problem. Oh, so, up next here is gonna be 3724. They've got a bunch of HomePods here. Oh boy, they've got a lot. They got 3. We'll go ahead and actually start with the bricked one first, so that way we can kick off the restore process on it, and then start working on this no power pod, hopefully while their bricked pod restores. I'm hoping this doesn't have a bad logic board. I really need, I am out of logic boards now after yesterday's fiasco. So I'm really hoping we get lucky today with all these bricked pods. All right. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Six silver stones. What is up? Welcome, welcome. Oh, you actually have a laser cutter. Do you actually? Oh, look at that. That one's gonna need a new logic board. We're not off to a good start here. I don't have any logic boards, so that one will have to wait, unfortunately. Maybe we can fix the other ones here. Let's see. No power? Of course we can. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's at least fix something here. Yes, indeed. Looks like it's going to be the usual dead diode. Subwoofer seems to be in great shape. Stefan breaking stuff as usual, it looks like. Oh yeah, no, we've got to be fast. We can't, with how many HomePods we've got to get through, we can't be slow with these days. We got to keep it under 30 minutes ideally per HomePod. If we spend more time than that on each HomePod, then it starts to make less and less sense, and I should just replace the part that's causing problems altogether. Come back to the original part in the future, maybe take another whack at it. But we cannot, we do not have the time to dilly-dally with these around here. Not when we still have 8 more waiting in the trunk of my car to get fixed. Alright, we got the fart filters replaced. This HomePod shouldn't have death farts anytime soon. With those done, let's get the diode replaced. This is what's gone bad and causing their power issues. Replacing this diode with a brand new one will prevent the same problem from happening again. Apple just got unlucky with the batch of diodes they were given when these HomePods were put together. Back together we go. Uh-oh. I'm having to open up my second bag of new subwoofer gaskets. That means I've got to order more soon. Time for another bulk order of 1,000 from simplybearings.co.uk. Please sponsor me. And I'm not kidding. are the little rubber bits for vibration dampening. If you're talking about the ones that go around the speaker basket under the mesh, not really. If you're talking about these guys, yeah, these guys don't do any vibration dampening. They just cover the screws so that when you touch it here, you don't feel them. And then the screws for the subwoofer, they do have grommets on them. The screws for the subwoofer have little insulators that help with vibrations, for sure. Alright. It's alive! We'll have to reset it to get it to talk to us. But it is alive and well. Let's move on to their second one, or third one. It's got bad bass of sorts. And then it's gonna be Aaron and his 2 HomePods. Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. No bass entirely. I remember this one too because it was unfortunately put in their box upside down. So the top was on the bottom of the box and there wasn't any packing material. And where was it? The top right here did suffer a small crack. Right there. So we'll just be careful working around that, not make it any worse. But it should be perfectly fixable. Nothing's stopping us. Let's get inside and see what's going on. Place your bets. What do you think's going on? I'm sticking with that 22 microfarad cap. Oof. These just get harder and harder to take apart. Actually, it probably doesn't help that my freaking rib is bruised and it hurts to do this. I can't breathe as I do this. I bruised it doing the. I was just putting my kid's car seat back into the car. Last time I bruised my rib, I was just pulling the kid out of the bathtub. It's in the same spot, too. Was the first generation HomePod a disaster? I think it didn't achieve everything that Apple thought it would when they first put it out. And they shot themselves in the foot with repairability. Or lack thereof. I don't think it was a disaster, because if it was a disaster, then we wouldn't be here making a side hustle out of it. If it was a disaster, people wouldn't be wanting to get them fixed 5-6 years after they were released and discontinued at that. Oh, yeah, 99% Tim's tears. Every HomePod we fix fills it up a little more. It's very similar to 99% isopropyl alcohol, but it helps us pry this here speaker basket up because it's glued down right there. There's a bunch of different ways you can approach this. You can wrap a heating blanket around it and warm it up. You can use the rubbing alcohol like we do, or you can just Hulk it. I didn't use anything on these. I just pried the sucker off for like probably a year, and then we started making it a little easier on ourselves. Well, and what's funny is the second gen HomePod doesn't use any glue. What's up with that? Alright, what's going on? Where is the problem? Why do we have no base? Find the short. Another dead MOSFET situation here. Yep. Exactly the same failure as that other no base pod that we fixed on the, I think it was the start of our stream here. Let's get that stuff off and replaced. Oh yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Me too. Me too, man. Bullocks. We bumped the other one. That's okay. These are easy to work with. We'll just put it back in place in a moment here. Let's see, we want that oriented like this. Why can I not have a single camera that can focus on this part of the board? It's incredible. Truly. I guess we're going naked eye. Beautiful. Now, is our short gone? No, it's still there, so I think we need to replace both those MOSFETs. Check again. There we go. Beautiful. Let me see if I can find another one here. I'm gonna have to figure out what that one is. I've only been meaning to replace the top one, so now that we need to replace both of them. I will need to find out what exactly these are. Alright, this board looks like it's got a good one still. We'll take that. Okay, that should fix the no base issue. Let's do a little bit of maintenance to prevent more common failures from happening here. And of course, there's no shortage of things waiting to go wrong on this amplifier board. We've got a 46K dated Schottky diode here waiting to cause no power. We'll get that swapped out before it needs it. And that should be everything that this HomePod could possibly want. What more? What more could you even replace? The iFixit USB soldering iron. Ooh, boy, I want one. But EVblog made a really good video review on it. And he did some it's good. I mean, it's probably better than my PineSill. I'm hoping that they put out something with a little higher power though. Because I wouldn't buy it to replace my PineSill. It's basically the same thing, more or less. But it looks very nice. I can't find any complaints about it other than maybe it's a little expensive for how much power you're getting out of it, but it's going to be perfectly adequate for as much as you see us tackle with our pine sail here. But I really like the fact that it's, you know, it's a battery pack too, so you've got portable power with you. Solder anywhere you can bring it with you. I mean, it looks all in all, in and inside and out, like a nice piece of kit. They didn't drop the ball on anything. But that said, I haven't had my hands on one to try myself as much as I'd like to. Can't quite justify spending that much money on another soldering iron until I need it. Yep, the whole thing's repairable. The guts of it look, it's perfect. I mean, it's dang near perfect, and it's not just repairable like, oh, I can swap this whole thing out with another. No, they like the silk screen on the PCB inside of the power supply unit encourages you to be able to fix it if something goes wrong. If I'm not mistaken, you can even get schematics for it. Like, dang, man. What are you talking about, Stefan? I'm gonna keep ignoring you too. Wait, I literally just asked you what you were talking about with my wife being home. What do you mean ignoring you? Gosh, you are losing your mind. Are you okay? It is raining. You are correct. It's been kind of sprinkling here and there. It wasn't raining when we started. No, I definitely don't have schizophrenia. I 100% asked you. I said, you said, the wife is home, better go to sleep, she'll beat you. And I said, huh? What are you talking about?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
And then you went off about eating, 3D printed filament. You are losing your mind. Poor Stefan. What do we do about him? What are we gonna do about him? Alright. Aaron and his 2 HomePods. How far through this queue are we gonna get? I want to look at Aaron's bricked HomePod first, because if it does take a software restore, we can work on his no power pod while we wait for this to finish restoring. So let's give it a go. Okay. Chew. Oh, you guys can't see nothing. That's okay. That's okay. Let's plug it in. Let's plug it in even more. And let's plug in some commands. Focus, you. No, I did not make that up, Stefan. You can go back and replay if you'd like. Yes, yeah. Well, you said that. I think it was you that mentioned that a few weeks ago, and I had to look it up, and yeah, sure enough, it's me working on the Z on Google Maps. If you look at my home address. Yeah, my house is also for sale now. Those of you who have doxed me, you can look up my home address and look at the pictures they took of the. I think they only took pictures of the outside. But I think I already said that. I think you guys already looked it up. Hey, it's restoring. Yes, bless. Okay, let's set this off to the side and dig out their other repair here. Do a wee bit of multitasking around here. we're gonna get through these. We're gonna do it. It's not often. But let's see here. Oh, of course I took the power cable for that one. No lights, no power, no nothing, right? Yes, indeed. Let's dig in. Oh yeah, let's add... 2 pods, 1 bench. One HomePod for 2 months of rent? Dude, sign me up. Sign me up. There is no way that we aren't almost out of time here. My wife's gotta be just down the street. She hasn't told me she's on her way home yet. But that doesn't mean she's not. I bumped it. I either bumped it or it's failing in the middle. We'll try it again. It was giving me some pretty optimistic results there. I'm sending the software restore on its second attempt there. Does my wife ever make fun of me for being bald and whole? No text equals no entering the house. You gotta go back to Fred Meyer and then let me know you're on your way home before I'll let you in. Jeez. Okay, so far the restore is looking a lot better the second attempt around. You had more hair than your ex. I believe it. I believe it. Pro tip, if you buy a refurbished part from me, because you expect that it's going to fix your issue, and you have the exact same issue after you use my replacement part, there's a good chance you didn't properly diagnose your problem, and you didn't replace the right part. But I'll have to see what's up with that. Apparently someone is having the same issues with a refurbished amplifier they bought from me, which I have a hard time believing considering I obviously test everything before I send it out. That doesn't make any sense. Oh no! She's home! I'll be right back.